Hey, what's going on, guys? Jason here with ToyBot.
All hail ToyBot!
Just want to wish everybody a happy new year. And as I go into the new year, I'd like to try something a little different. Basically, today, I'm going to do sort of a 2022 toy haul wrap-up. And I'm actually going to do that in two parts. The first part, today, will be focusing on Masters of the Universe. And the second part, I'll post later this week or next week, will be focused on my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle pickups from 2022. So really, without any further ado, I'm going to get right into this. And like I said, I'm just trying something new, for a video. But let's get right off to a more recent pickup I had right before the end of the year. Was this Flying Fists He-Man. Now, this was a figure I originally had not intended on picking up, but I did come across it in the wild, and I found him at Big Lots, but I actually didn't even pick him up at the Big Lots. I saw what price he was, $14.99. They also had Terracloth Skeletors, which I had already picked up a Terracloth Skeletor, but I checked on Amazon and found him for $12. So with free shipping, I decided I'm going to go for the lowest price on this figure because, I really wasn't going to get him in the first place, but I figured for $12 you can't beat that. He will go into the collection. Next up, let's take a look at the Tila Zor 2-pack. Now this was an online exclusive through Entertainment Earth as well as Big Bad Toy Store, and I believe I'm seeing them pop up now on Amazon. But I did order mine from Big Bad Toy Store probably about a year ago now. I think it was back toward the beginning of 2022, and of course these finally showed up. I think it was at the end of the third quarter, beginning of fourth quarter, and I'm not sure if I'm actually going to open this one or not. I might try to keep it in a case just because, it's a, online exclusive. I don't know. I'll just have to see. Basically, I'm going to be going through and revamping this display here in the next couple weeks, and which I will be posting a new, toy collection update video. So be on the lookout for that. But I'm not sure. I'll have to see what kind of space is involved. And while I'm talking about exclusives, let's take a look at the Rulers of the Sun 3-pack. There was a Target exclusive, and I jumped on this right away, like a fool. I say like a fool because I believe I paid nearly $50 for this. Maybe it wasn't quite that much, but I think with shipping stuff, it came to something like that. And almost immediately as it was released, I was seeing it pop up in Targets, and it was already on clearance for half that much, $24.99. So I feel like next time something like this comes up, maybe I'll wait it out a little bit. I just have that FOMO going. But I've already, this one I'm probably going to keep. I'm definitely going to keep in the package because I've already got Pighead and Sunman by themselves. I've got those individually, and the Space Sumo, I don't really need him by himself. I passed on the Mattel Creations one because I just really don't feel like I need him. I got representation of him here in this pack. So, but overall the pack is cool. I do like the metallic deco of Pighead, sparkles, and I do like the variant head on Sunman. So if there's a way for maybe to switch them out, put that head on the other body, maybe keep that on display, I might do that. But for now, keeping them in the package. And let's see. So I'm going to keep going with some Origins here. And again, these are Origins I've just picked up along the way, month to month during 2022. I just haven't had a chance to record a review or unboxing video. And I figure, just to catch myself up, I'm just going to do this toy haul video. It's a 2022 toy haul, Masters of the Universe figures that I came across, that I picked up over the course of the year. And of course, this wave right here with the Horde Trooper and was it Clawful? Now this, I was lucky enough, this back in April of last year actually, I was in Target, I came across this, across these guys, along with Sunman, and I actually didn't pick him up at that time, because at that time, I wasn't thinking I was going to get Sunman for whatever reason, and they were on sale, they were like only like $10, so it was a really good pickup. And then of course, later on I decided I wanted Sunman, they didn't have him any longer, and I never did see the anti-Eternia He-Man at any of the Targets I went to. And I eventually ended up having to pick him up off of Amazon, and I got him, I believe, for a little below retail, so it was a pretty decent pickup, really. But yeah, with the Horde Troop, I was really excited to get that, because I was afraid I wasn't able to get that with everybody out there troop building and stuff. And myself, I did end up picking up a couple extra Horde Troopers, because I found one on Amazon for like $11. You can't beat that price. So got him opened up right here. You can kind of see him there in the collection. But because Hordak, I figure he's got to be flanked by two of his boys. So all right, let's take a look here. And I will be opening these guys up. I do fully intend to open up this wave and get them, in the display when I revamp that. And moving up to the most previous wave, well, not the most previous wave, because now we're in the Snake Man wave. But before that, I did manage to scoop up both Whiplash and the Mini Comics Trapjaw off of Amazon. Have not seen these in stores at all. No way, no, have not, like, multiple Targets have not seen them. And neither have I haven't seen Digitino either. And Digitino was one I was not going to pick up. But then I saw that his armor glows in the dark, and I was like, man, that's pretty cool. I'm a sucker for glow-in-the-dark items. I, at some point, plan on having one of my shelves be kind of a glow-in-the-dark focused shelf. So, gonna have Scare Glows and some other customs and stuff I've got, as well as probably some of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures that glow in the dark from Super 7. But for now, yeah. So I decided. Also, it didn't hurt the fact that he was only like $11 on Amazon. So kind of hard to pass up when you got him such a good deal. Now, the only guy from this wave I'm missing, of course, is Mr. Burger King himself, King Randor, and he is up on Amazon. But I'm not paying more than $40 for this. A figure that personally I thought was going to be a peg warmer. But again, I have not seen this wave at all in stores in real life in the Washington area. If you're in the Washington area and you have, please feel free to comment down below and let me know where you've seen them, because I'll drive to where I need to get to get my hands on them. I don't want to really pay above retail for him. So hopefully I can wait him out and he'll eventually pop up. Because I know at the Targets around here, we've still got that Naked Stratos wave, which has been hanging on for a year now. Because I believe around Christmas time last year was when that wave hit Targets, and somehow it's still clinging on. The 2000X He-Man and Skeletor with Montana wave, those guys are, yeah, those are kind of showing up now a little bit more frequently than they were. But yeah, so. Really happy to get this wave, though, guys. I mean, Whiplash, I had him as a kid. He was my second figure I had as a kid behind Battle Armor Skeletor. So, to get him, I've been waiting for him to come out. So, let's see. All right. Well, another thing I was looking at here was got this for my buddy. Hooked me up with this for Christmas, along with a couple other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figures, which I'll go over in the part 2 of this video. But yeah, this is a little He-Man van. And normally I'm not huge on the vehicles that are themed with Master Universe, other than like the actual miniaturized vehicles of, like, the Battle Ram or Land Shark. But I feel like this evokes, like, a van with like a fantasy paintings on the side, that evokes a certain thing, and I feel like Master Universe definitely falls into that category. So then I went out and picked this Skeletor van up from a local shop, because I was like, well, I got He-Man, I can't have He-Man without Skeletor. There are some other options out there too, with like Man-at-Arms, Evil Lyn, and Tila. I might end up getting those. I wasn't planning on really collecting Hot Wheels, but I do have enough Masters theme stuff in my collection now that I could have a little subsection of cars and vehicles. So it's probably going to happen. I mean, I told myself I was not going to be collecting any Masterverse figures, and here you can see there's a couple pickups right here that I'm about to talk about. And first one being Scareglow. A Scareglow, I mean, you can't go wrong with a glow-in-the-dark skeleton man. So I kind of waited until he went on a clearance price, found him off on Amazon, I think for like $9. So that was a good pickup with that. So again, I really wasn't planning on getting much of the Masterverse, but the new Eternia stuff is really speaking to me. I know this is Revelation, and so a lot of the Revelation stuff I was like, back and forth. But again, glow in the dark skeleton, I can't go wrong there. Speaking of like skeletons, we've got a Skeletor here, and this is from that new CG show, the He-Man show on Netflix, which I myself have not watched yet. I do want to give it a fair chance, but I really can't get past some of the designs. I don't really like how the characters look, other than Skeletor. I am, comparatively to the original Skeletor, I'll always take the original Skeletor, but for this new show, my favorite design is the Skeletor. And as soon as I found out they were going to do a Masterverse figure, I figured, I've already got the Barbarian Skeletor or whatever, and the Viking He-Man, or flip that. Can't remember which one was which. But anyways, I got those guys because I thought those new Eternia figures looked really cool. And but anyways, I figured instead of getting the one from the actual toy line, like the $9 one, figured I'd wait and get myself the Masterverse one to keep it on brand, since I've got other Masterverse Skeletors that I'm planning on picking up. And actually managed to scoop this up on Thanksgiving off Amazon for $9. It was a super sweet deal. Picked it up and don't regret it. I can't wait to pop him open and add him to my Skeletor collection, which I'm definitely going to be reworking. And I'll be showing that off in my next collection video. But yeah, so there we are, a couple Masterverse figures. And actually, you know what? There is actually one more Masterverse figure I did pick up, and that's Battle Cat. Now, originally, again, I was not going to get Battle Cat because I've already got the Origins Battle Cat. Didn't need a Revelations Battle Cat. Well, then I found out that when you pull off this Battle Cat's mask, his face looks a lot more like Cringer than the Origins Battle Cat. So I really want representation of Cringer in my collection. So I picked this up. Again, a super sweet deal off Amazon. If you just wait long enough, I feel like, especially with these Masterverse figures, I feel like you can find them for like $9. And I believe that's what I paid for him. I mean, it was a really cheap deal. And I do remember seeing him on clearance in Targets, last year. But again, at that time, I didn't want him. I didn't realize, like I said, the deco, the face, they look more like Cringer. So I picked him up now, and I might use him, as a mount for my, my Barbarian He-Man from the new Eternia. Speaking of new Eternia, though, I have noticed Too Bad has hit the shelves, and while I haven't got him yet, I probably will end up getting him. Gonna try to play the gambit and wait for him to go on clearance or get a little bit less. I know, let him drop in price a little bit. We'll see if that actually happens or not. I know he's going to be a popular character. I've seen a lot of you guys out there in the He-Man groups on Facebook and Reddit and stuff. Your areas aren't getting them. Don't worry, you guys should be seeing them. Washington, for some reason, each Target I went to a couple weekends ago had them. So let's talk about Mattel Creations real quick here. First, I want to take a look at Grizzlor. Hopefully, you guys are able to get your hands on Grizzlor, because I know they did that second sale, the pre-order sale. But I managed to actually scoop them up that first time around before they put them back up again. Got really lucky. I just haven't had time to do an unboxing video or anything. I still might when it comes to the creations. I've got Grizzlor here and Camocon, which I'll open up here in a second. But I don't know. we'll see if I have time. I don't know if anybody really cares. They don't need my hot takes on Grizzlor. I mean, here's my hot take. He's a furry, monster-looking dude. He looks awesome. The back of the card is a nod to looks like a nod to like a Wolfman or something. I dig it. It's awesome. But yeah, so let's take a look here. Pop him down, and let's take a quick peek at CamoCon. Hopefully, you guys are able to scoop up CamoCon. I just picked up the one because I figure since it's resealable, I'll be able to display them on card or open them for a little bit. So I do love how the indentation of the scales on the plastic on the bubble. That's really cool. But man, the card art, I'm sure you've seen plenty of videos by at this point. People talking about the story and how CobraCon becomes CamoCon. I really think that's really cool of Mattel to take something that was of out of country production, not necessarily a bootleg, but another company taking what Mattel had made and smashing some parts together and creating a new version. I like that they are making a nod to that. I think that's pretty cool. I would love, of course, to get my hands on a vintage CamoCon. Probably not going to happen. I don't see myself spending, $1,000. Ooh, I am noticing here my front of my bubble though on CamoCon has got a crack though. That sucks kind of. It's a good thing I was actually planning on trying to do something with displaying out of the package, but yeah, well, I didn't notice that before, so shoot, kind of disappointing. Yeah, let's talk about more Mattel Creations, guys. How many of you guys got this 40th anniversary 2-pack? For the Masterverse, the Skeletor He-Man. I know some people were thinking it's too steep, but I don't know. It's too nice of a pack, and to not get. I mean, look at this right here. Look at the display here you got. I mean, this just screams fantasy. I love fantasy themed things. I mean, again, He-Man is one of the reasons I ever got into fantasy. And I know He-Man is fantasy and sci-fi. And really it is, I feel like, the perfect blend of sci-fi and fantasy. But man, just love this. And you open this up. Oh, look at that. It's like you're opening a treasure chest. What kind of magic, wondrous things. So yeah, I really love just this. I'm torn. I kind of want to take them out and pose them, but I kind of want to display them as they are in the packaging, maybe up on the top shelf, and then put some other Masterverse figures kind of positioned in front, but maybe raise this a little bit because I really like how this displays in package as well. I don't know. What are you guys doing out there? Comment down below. Let me know if you did indeed pick up this pack, and if you are you displaying them out of package? You just keeping them in the package? But yeah, just very cool. And let's see. As far as Mattel Creations goes, though, there is this 4-pack, and I know it was, I don't want to say a controversy or anything like that, but I feel like a lot of people felt like the He-Man 40th anniversary 4-pack was not worth the price of the, of what Mattel had it at. And I gotta say, when I ordered it, I was back and forth. I did feel that it may have been a wee bit overpriced, but then once I got this in hand, and I saw this right here, I really like how this displays. I love this little TV display type thing with this picture, and man, you open this up, right, and this picture comes out, so it is its own thing. So if you wanted to, you could take the figures out, you could crumb up some sort of little diorama and close this. You could have like a little TV. You could create like some sort of little diorama display inside there if you want. I myself plan on taking the figures out, and I plan on displaying the He-Man on card with my on card collection. I don't think you can see it the way I've got this frame today, but my next collection video, keep an eye out for them. I do have a bunch of the Super 7 Masters Universe figures still on card displayed, and I have a couple of the other Mattel Creations on card displayed. So I'm thinking about doing the same thing with these guys, just popping them up, and then using this as some sort of like backdrop display. I can, maybe put some figures on top, put some in the front. We'll see. Let's take a look here. Let's get these out. So we'll start with classic He-Man from the Filmation series. I think he sort of looks like he's making duck lips, so I'm referring to him as duck lip He-Man. Got him, little duck lip He-Man. You got the imagery from the cartoon where he's becoming He-Man. And then we got New Adventures. And so the thing about New Adventures, for me as a kid, I was actually out of the He-Man before New Adventures came up. I pretty much kind of switched out of He-Man mode and went into G.I. Joe mode pretty much right before the final waves of Masters Universe, like before Scareglow came out or King Randor. I didn't even know they made figures of those until I was well into adulthood. But anyways, I do remember seeing a Mattel catalog and seeing the New Adventures He-Man, and I never really liked the design. But as far as putting him on an Origins body and giving us Origins look, it's kind of cool. I dig it. I would like and I've gone back since and watched the cartoon, and I, like most people, think Skeletor looks absolutely ridiculous. But the figure they made for classics of him looks really cool. I do dig the classics version, and I believe I'm hearing that they're coming out with a Masterverse version of him, so I probably will end up picking that up too. It'd be great if they did an Origins version of the Skeletor from New Adventures, but yeah, we'll see. Just like everything else, I'd really like to just get my classic, MOTU figures like in the Origins line. So now it brings us to the 2000X He-Man, which for me, like I said, when that came out around 2001, first time I saw that on Cartoon Network, I didn't even know that was coming out. I remember coming across it one night and was like, oh my gosh. And then I liked what I saw, but I didn't have cable at the time, so I didn't get around to watching the complete series till about 6 or 7 years later. And I managed to pick up the whole complete series from like a Fry's or whatever, and I still have that to this day, which apparently is hard to get. I'm hearing that it's actually worth some money, so it's a prized piece of my MOTU collection. It's got it on my media shelf here with the classic Filmation series. But yeah, I really like how they did put him on the card back of the figures from that era. I really like how they did that with, well, basically all these He-Man figures. Of course, you got that rendition of him. I like the artistic rendition of He-Man on the back of here. And then finally brings us to the CG series He-Man, which I know there's been a lot of mixed thoughts on that. And I'll give you my thoughts real quick here. Is personally, I'm not really on board with the CG designs, most of them, and that's why it's been kind of hard for me to even jump into the show. I've read from some people that that it's actually pretty good, and maybe one of these afternoons here, I'll just give it a shot and put it on and maybe get sucked in. But I do like how that design translated to an Origins body. I do think he looks pretty cool on this. I do actually dig this version of He-Man on the Origins body. I just don't really like that weird, overly CG, exaggerated body for He-Man. But for the Origins, I think it's pretty cool. I'll be curious if they decide to come out with other of that, that series. It wouldn't make it really much sense to do that because they got that toy line going, so there's really no sense in doing it, but I'd be interested, I guess. But again, that'll have to be way down the road because, again, I want them to get out characters from my childhood like Cyclone, Spikor. I would like an Origins too bad. And, and of course we got Moss Man coming up, so I can't wait for Moss Man. He's coming out, in the spring. And speaking of new figures coming out, guys, How about that Frogmonger? You guys ready for Frogmonger? It's this Tuesday, the 17th, I believe. Definitely got to pick one up. I got to have Frogmonger. You give me a Frogman, a muscly Frogman, I'm there for it, you know. Kind of tempted to get a couple, but I don't know really how many. I kind of thought about getting one to open up and, you know, and then one to keep on card and display. With the Mattel Creation stuff, I've kind of leaning toward doing that because I like to keep one like in package and, you know, just minty fresh. And but I also like to, you know, get the figures out and play with them. I feel like a part of my collection is I try to go for like kind of the toy store vibe in my display, but then I also like to have some stuff opened up and kind of set up battle scenes. Someday, eventually, if I get more room for my toy space, I'd like to set up more dioramas, but as I'm getting more figures, I'm finding it less and less able to do that. And speaking of which, I do plan on doing a small diorama, probably up on the shelf for my Attorney Minis, which I did actually pick up a lot of those last year during 2022 as well. But I'm going to kind of go over those probably in a different video. Probably I'm going to do some sort of video where I work on the diorama display and kind of unbox some of those. So I won't touch base on those. I'll keep this focused to basically Origins and the Masterverse items. But yeah, guys, you guys stoked to get Frogmonger? Comment down below and let me know what you think of Frogmonger, if you think it's just a stupid idea. Personally, like I said, give me a Frogman or a Lizardman or a Snake Man, I'm all over it. Actually, you know, real quick though, I forgot, my wife did pick me up some pretty sweet MOTU related stuff for Christmas. I actually got some pajama pants, but don't have those right now. But she also got me the new wave of the microfigures. So I got Orko, and I got Slime Pit He-Man, and we also got Castle Grayskull, the Leo Skeletor, which real quick, going back to that 2-pack with Tila and Zor. Have you guys heard about the 2-pack with Screech is supposed to be Skeletor? And I don't know what Skeletor they're planning on doing, but I think it'd be pretty cool if they used the Leo Skeletor. I don't want just the same old Skeletor we've gotten, just throw it in a box with a bird. I think they definitely at least need to do a solid and, you know, give us the Leo Deco or something a little bit different. Or if you want to give us Falconer Skeletor, you know, give him a big old glove and, like, you know, a little mask for, you know, for Screech. Sure, something, you know, something different. I just don't want the same old Skeletor thrown in there. And then also there was the Green Goddess that came into in that wave. So I was pretty excited to get that. Like I said, shout out to my wife for hooking that up. Really appreciate that. And then she actually, along the same lines, we just had our 1-year anniversary, and on the 1st. So I know that's technically 2023, but I'm going to count it for my 2022 haul, since that's probably when she picked them up. But we got the micro mini comics. So basically it's vintage mini comics reprinted like micro, and they come with like a little magnifying glass to read. So there's like, I think 6 in total. I think there's 2 in each package, and there's 3 packs that came in that wave. And pretty excited to pop these open and look at them. Not sure really how I'm going to display these figures. Like, part of me, like I said, wants to keep them actually in package, because I would like to maybe get like a pegboard wall with some hooks and kind of, again, give that kind of toy store vibe. And I feel like with these, it would be, you know, because you got the Masters branding, I feel like it just kind of lends itself to that. So again, I'll have to figure that out. I do have, you know, spacing to think about as well. Yeah, I mean, that really pretty much sums it up, other than one more pickup I did get. And the only reason I was thinking about not mentioning it was because I did actually get one from Little Powerhouse 102, but I'm going to keep that one packaged up, because he signed it for me and wrote me a nice little message. So that's going to stay in box. This one, however, I do plan on opening up and, you know, having somewhere in a diorama display, having one of the baddies rolling in it. Not sure Probably not on the one outside of the box. I'm probably not going to put this cage thing or that derpy looking face, but I may add it back to the one that I see in package with the Skeletor and He-Man that he also hooked me up with. So yeah, I mean, really, that about sums it up. And again, guys, this was a culmination of over the year. This wasn't like just stuff I just got like last month or something. This is culmination of things, and there was actually so much more. But those items I did, a lot of them I did open or make unboxing videos, or I just, didn't bother to wait for that. But I figured, you know what, I wanted to share with you guys, catch everybody up on my collection, where I'm at, and comment down below and let me know, if there's anything particular in the collection that stood out to you, or what kind of figures are you trying to collect in your MOTU collection? Are you sticking strictly with Masterverse? Are you strictly Origins, or are you only doing vintage stuff? Because I know there's a lot of people out there, collectors that are pretty hardcore for the vintage. But I appreciate you guys coming by, checking out my video, listening to me ramble on about Masters Universe. So obviously, if you hear this long, you're probably a bigger fan than I am. And yeah, I just appreciate you guys checking out the channel. And those of you guys who have subscribed so far, it's awesome. I didn't think I'd get this many in a year. I was really hoping to hit the 100 mark, which I did. But now we're sitting at like 125 or 126, so it's really cool. I appreciate you guys, stopping by. Always feel free to, if you want to reach out, if you want to chat about He-Man, Master Universe with me, chat about Turtles, that's cool. I'm also actually getting into the Superpowers line, and I've been collecting vintage Battle Beasts. So if you want to talk Battle Beasts, reach out to me too. I'm always down. So until next time, toy heads, all hail Toybot.
Hi, big boy. Meow.